plans you may have made for the coming summer holidays will have to be scrapped when you are swallowed alive by the killer whale at Marineland during the annual works outing next Wednesday. You've always wanted a change of appearance, haven't you, Aries? And now's your chance.
Taurus.
Your sweaty feet will become so unbearable that even your odour eaters will walk out. By next Thursday, the stench will be so vile, your neighbours will call in the regional health inspector to investigate. On Friday, all your houseplants will die.
Gemini.
It's party time again, and you certainly know how to live it up, Gemini. Your special evening will be most successful and very enjoyable. That is, until your best friend turns up wearing exactly the same style dress as you. Although you'll be understanding, your wife will be furious.
Cancer.
Lady Luck will smile on you this week. You'll blush and give her a little wave in return. You'll want to spend a little time on your own over the next fortnight, which fits in rather well with you being locked in the toilet for 3 days. You'll lose something valuable down the pan during a frantic effort to escape through the window.
Leo, Virgo, Libra, and Scorpio. Coming soon. Leo.
Things are looking up again, but button up your coat and no one will notice. Your workload has reached a peak. It's such a shame that you're an idle toad with no intention of pulling out your finger. Your colleagues, though, will have the last laugh when you go down with the squitters after eating some iffy chicken in the canteen. Family problems will mean that you have less time to go out and about, selfishly squandering money on things for yourself. There's a good chance you'll be meeting up with an old friend who will remind you of something really embarrassing you did on a school trip to London. Your lucky fruit? Grape.
Libra.
Your love life will reach a peak on Wednesday. Make sure you're at home when it happens. A few setbacks next Sunday will result in you missing the omnibus edition of EastEnders, so be prepared for a few last-minute changes. On second thoughts, don't.
Scorpio.
You will be feeling lonely and unloved. Nobody wants you. This is due to the fact that you're fat, ugly, and generally grotesque. Deep down, though, you are a kind, loving person. Not that it's done you any good. I think it's high time you bought a meat cleaver, Scorpio.
Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. Coming soon. Sagittarius.
Jupiter will enter your ruling house, which will leave little or no room for your new dining room table and chairs. On Thursday, your dearly loved goldfish will develop a rare aquatic disease and perish.
Capricorn.
Domestic life has been a bit of a struggle. The problems of the entire family seem to be resting on your shoulders. Your partner will complain that you've forgotten your wedding anniversary, which isn't surprising as your wedding anniversary was 5 months ago. Next week, you'll win £750,000 on Spot the Ball and run away with your secret lover, who will rip you off for every penny you own.
Aquarius.
Although your social life is on the up and up, life at work will be a bit of a downer, especially when it's discovered what you did quite by accident in the lift. If I were you, I'd avoid eggs for a few days and stay well away from overripe fruit.
Pisces.
I expect you're regretting the fact that you took your hairdresser for a quick drink before you let him loose with the scissors. Try dyeing the scraggy bits green, and why not try wearing your guinea pig as well? I do. Tell your friends that the little black raisin-looking things are in fact worry beads.
And there will be more stars in the not-too-distant future.
Do pay attention at the back, here come the horoscopes.
Aries.
You'll be at the centre of much gossip following the announcement of your engagement to a grape ivy pot plant. Take a leaf out of my book and be prepared for a rough ride over the next month. It'll take time for things to settle down. Don't forget, this plant is half your age and very lively and may seem a little cutting at times. The stigma attached to such a relationship won't help matters.
Taurus.
The coming week will be a leisurely one. However, this happiness will be short-lived as Pluto is soon to enter your sign. This movement will also affect Donald Duck and Goofy. Why not chat things over with Pooh Bear? He's very understanding and brings his own honey.
Gemini.
Life has become very repetitive. You seem to be trapped in a world of constant déjà vu. Day-to-day living has become all too predictable. But I expect you knew I was going to say that. Life has become very repetitive. You seem to be trapped in a world of constant déjà vu.
Cancer.
There are one or two things you'd like to get off your chest. For example, that brightly coloured tattoo of an Australian skink lizard eating an armchair. Talking of reptiles, you'll be going out with your old chums again. You haven't been down the local with them for ages, and it won't be long before you remember why.
Stay tuned, darlings, for Leo, Virgo, Libra, and Scorpio. Leo.
You're in for a very exciting time. So much so that you'll have to give your clothes an overnight soak in a biological washing powder. There's a rather spectacular event in store. Ask the nurse if you can have a bed near the window.
Virgo.
There's a chance for you to earn a little extra cash, but make sure you wear your false nose and dark glasses when you are on duty. And whatever you do, don't breathe a word of it to your partner. Even when your partner turns up wearing a false nose and dark glasses and asks you if you accept luncheon vouchers.
Libra.
Family problems would seem to have sorted themselves out now that they've all moved away to a better life. And now that you are alone, you can concentrate on those little things that matter to you, like that strange growth behind your left ear, your 18th century silver soup spoon collection, and clearing out the shed. Watch out for a chip pan fire on Friday. It's a very lively month ahead, Scorpio. You'll be flitting here, there and everywhere, visiting friends you haven't seen in ages. And they will pretend they don't know you from Adam. There's another party in the air, but do be careful. Remember who you woke up with last time?
Keep it right here, babies, for Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. Sagittarius.
You're looking even older than usual, Sagittarius. This is due to a lack of sleep caused by the worry of resembling a failed medical experiment. You'll be slapping on the makeup in an effort to disguise your hideous pimples, but it'll take more than a dab of powder to hide your ape-like features.
Capricorn.
You're full of enthusiasm and bright ideas. You'll put them to paper and offer them to your boss, who'll promptly tell you what he thinks of them and where you should put them. Sitting could prove somewhat uncomfortable for a few days. You should never give up, but do remember, don't put the cart before the horse, unless you wish to reverse, that is. If you do, get someone to see you back.
Aquarius.
Feelings between you and your partner have been a little strained since last week when you drove your Robin Reliant over the inspection pit at the service station, marking the beginning of a series of major boo-boos, including a case of mistaken identity at the swimming baths and a practical joke involving a baby squid and a marrowfat pea.
Pisces.
You are definitely not flavour of the month this month, Pisces. May I suggest whipped cream, pineapple rings, and perhaps just a sprinkling of hundreds and thousands, just to brighten things up a little. But do beware of a tall gentleman with a Polaroid camera and contacts in Fleet Street.
There will be more stars in the not-too-distant future. Aries.
There will be a few interesting developments in your life. For goodness sake, get yourself off to the doctors and have them removed before they become too noticeable. And there'll be one or two other little setbacks, but nothing you can't handle. You're in for an exciting 2 weeks experimenting with different fruit and vegetables.
Taurus.
It's high time you told people where you stand. At the bus stop, at the end of the bar, and in the slowest queue at Sainsbury's. Yes, you're falling victim to the same old routine. But don't worry, something is just around the corner. A 24-hour garage.
Gemini.
You're in for more than a tough time with the family. They will not fully understand your desire to become a nest of tables in later life. They'll see you as something of a disappointment, but stick to what you believe in. Although you'd be wise to wait a while before telling them about your relationship with the sideboard.
Cancer.
You've been sitting around twiddling your thumbs for far too long, and now it's time to show people what you're made of. You can feel something brewing up inside, so don't leave it until the last minute or you could be in trouble.
Leo, Virgo, Libra and Scorpio coming soon.
You may be thinking of spending vast sums of money on a new car or an extension to the home, maybe a holiday in the sun. Don't, for on Thursday, a close friend will give you some really, really bad news. You'll need every penny you can lay your hands on. You'll feel ready for a change. Remember, though, that old habits die hard. A leopard cannot change its spots. A stitch in time is worth two in the bush, and many hands can be found in Germany, Flanders, and the Netherlands.
Libra.
People will admire your charisma, sense of humour, helpfulness and patience, not realising that it's just you being your usual slimy, conceited self. A friend might just let the cat out of the bag, but only so it can use the litter tray.
Scorpio.
A move or a change of job has been on the cards for a few months now, and following that groping incident in the store cupboard on Friday, you'd be well advised to get out now while the going's good. An old problem will return, which means that family and friends can have a jolly good laugh at your expense. Lucky colour, green.
Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius and Pisces coming soon. Sagittarius.
It's all happening, isn't it, Sagittarius? And so quickly. You've hardly had time to wash. But what's new? You'll soon be enjoying a little extra cash, so why not treat yourself to some new clothes? There's no need to go for the expensive gear, because whatever you wear, you look like a sack of spanners. And do something about your hair. People are laughing.
Capricorn.
You've been feeling a little bit down in the dumps recently, which comes as no surprise, as you've absolutely nothing going for you. Yes, life is very much like watching a film you'd rather not see, but then again you don't want to get up and leave in case it gets better. Well, it's not going to get better, Capricorn, and if I were you, I'd... Still, who am I to say?
Aquarius.
You'll be in demand over the next few days. Your best friend's partner, the Inland Revenue, and the County Police. And socially, the coming week will be all go. Parties, dining out, business meetings. It's such a shame you have bad breath and a bloodshot eye.
Pisces.
Your love life is looking good. But do remember to draw the curtains next time, won't you? You'll be looking for ways to make a little extra money to pay for those photographs taken. In fact, you'll need rather a lot of money.
There will be more stars in the not-too-distant future. Aries.
The prospects for the coming week are not at all good. You'll lose all your teeth during a keep fit accident. Your favourite cat will be eaten by next door's German Shepherd. And on Friday, you'll turn a few stomachs at a dinner party when the huge unsightly boil on your neck bursts during the main course.
Taurus.
On the whole, this year has been a good one for you, and you've turned into one of life's smilers. You know, the sort children point at and people avoid sitting next to on public transport. It would be true to say that you've become detached from reality. Why not think things over when you're walking your pretend pet elephant this evening?
Gemini.
It's high time you did something about your teeth, Gemini. You look like a piano when you smile. When you smile. Yes, you're still your usual self-centered, unsociable, bad-tempered, foul-mouthed self. There'll be an attempt on your life on Thursday.
Cancer.
You are physically and emotionally drained. But it was worth it, wasn't it, Cancer? And now, after all the worry and hard work of putting up the shelves, you can spend a leisurely afternoon wandering around the shops, choosing things to put on them. The outlook for the rest of the week is unsettled, with a chance of a few isolated showers in the west of the county.
Stay tuned for Leo, Virgo, Libra and Scorpio.
After a series of blazing rows, you'll find you have rather a lot of time to yourself. Why not take this opportunity to sit back, relax, and charge up your batteries? Which reminds me, get yourself off to the doctor's. It's not going to get better by you just looking at it, is it now?
Virgo.
Your little underarm problem just won't go away, will it? Why not try placing drip trays under your armpits? Think of the money you'll save on washing powder. Friday will be an interesting day. You'll be off to Birmingham. Shame you couldn't understand the British Rail tannoy.
Libra.
You'll be enjoying a little windfall, Libra. Up until now, you've always had to be careful with money, so now's your chance to spend, spend, spend. And when you've finished your long-awaited spree, it might be a nice idea to post the empty wallet back to its rightful owner.
Scorpio.
You're feeling energetic, romantic, and creative. Those of you involved with marketing will be enthusiastic about a brand new product. But is there really a demand for edible furniture in East Anglia? Think carefully. Don't put all your eggs into one basket, especially if the handle looks a bit iffy. Wednesday is a good day for doing a few odd jobs. Do wash your hands when you're finished, won't you?
Keep it right here, babies. For Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. Sagittarius.
It's a good time for change, Sagittarius. You could start with your underwear. It's been several days now, hasn't it? You'll be meeting new people at work. It'll take them a while to get used to you constantly belching, breaking wind, coughing, spitting and picking your nose, but they'll soon become accustomed to your frightful appearance.
Capricorn.
You've been feeling a little under the weather. It's going to get much, much, much worse before it gets better. It's not a good period to be away from home for any length of time, what with your bladder infection and all. Neither is it a good time for seeing eye to eye with family and friends. Being short and stubby doesn't really help matters.
Aquarius.
The coming week gets off to a bright and breezy start, but things start to go downhill after you accidentally tumble dry the tortoise. On Thursday, you'll discover that your partner has another. The circus may be interested.
Pisces.
Life could well be a little humdrum for a while, but looking on the bright side, love matters will improve when you meet up again with your first ever heartthrob. Make the most of your wonderful time together, as an awful incident with a gerbil and a telescopic antenna will put the dampers on things. The photograph of you in the national papers will be quite fetching.
There will be more stars in the not-too-distant future.
Stephen Bumfrey's C-90 cassette.
Mummy?
Yes, darling.
Why are your hands so soft?
That's because we only use the best washing up liquid in this house. We use Pansy. Another good reason is that Mummy gets paid vast sums of money for doing these stuffy middle-class commercials for Pansy washing up liquid. So I can afford to pay some other sucker to do the dishes for me.
Ah.
Pansy washing up liquid cleans 50% more dishes than any other brand.
Mummy? Who is that man?
Oh, that's just Uncle Trevor. But you breathe a word about him to your father and I'll skin you alive.
Sometimes men just can't help acting impulsively. Impulsive.
That smell.
So, if a man you don't know rushes up and offers you a piece of tissue paper,
Gordon Bennett.
you've probably trodden in something.
Trouble with the auto choke, your big end's gone, your piston broke. Tyres looking bald and thin, lost your keys, you can't get in. Get wise to walking. Antenna bent, a dented door, sunlight through the sunshine floor. Clutch plate worn, so no reverse. Don't lose your cool, don't shout and curse. Get wise to walking.
Young Tommy had been playing in the garden for hours. He was exhausted. After eating the jam sandwich he'd hidden under the dustbin 2 months ago, he decided to go indoors and help himself to a slug of his father's finest malt whiskey. After being terribly ill, he locked himself in the bathroom and spent 20 minutes counting the sheets of a brand new roll of apple green 2-ply toilet paper. Well, that's his story.
Clean up toilet tissue. Our softness makes going to the toilet fun.
make sense?
Horoscope, Saturday the 31st of October, 1987.
And take up the slack.
Right, Aries, Taurus, Gemini and Cancer, stand by. Here we go. Life is turning into an endless nightmare. Nothing seems to be going right for you. Mind you, after what you dropped into your best friend's tropical fish tank after that party last weekend, you deserve everything you get. Be prepared to step aside when the confrontation looms, as the driver of the bus will be preoccupied with his ticket machine. For some time now, Taurus, you've been considering a change of image. May I suggest you place a brown paper bag over your head? It's very economical and prevents hiccups. There's a new romance in the air. It'll be fast, fun, and fabulous. But don't be too upset when your partner tells you about it.
Gemini.
Someone in your life will seem rather dominating. And as you're totally weak and mindless, you'll be manipulated with the greatest of ease. But be careful. Remember your bank trouble. A disagreement at work will result in a firebomb attack on your shed. And talking of DIY repairs, you'll be knocking 2 rooms into one. You've always wanted a high ceiling, haven't you, Gemini? You've been suffering with your health somewhat following that nude wrestling match you lost last weekend. You really should take up a less strenuous pastime like underwater basket weaving or blow volleyball.
Stay tuned, darlings, for Virgo, Libra, and Scorpio.
You haven't really felt much like going out since those children set fire to your hair at the bus stop last week. And you must make every effort to get back into the old routine. Mix with friends and acquaintances again. You have so much to offer. In fact, Leo, it's all over town that you have so much to offer. The time has come to sit down and think about your life. Why do people not like you? Why do people not talk to you? Why do people avoid you? Well, it's because you're desperately dull, drab, and incredibly boring. Well, that's that sorted out. No real need to sit down and think about it, really. Money problems will reach a peak this week. Bills and final demands will be flooding through the letterbox. If you're not careful, you might find yourself getting snowed under. My advice is for you to ask someone to set fire to them all. Perhaps you should ask your friend Bernadette. Expect some really bad news on Wednesday. You've been on top of the world for so long now that people are beginning to wonder how you can afford to drink so much. You'd be well advised to get a sick note from your doctor and take the rest of the decade off. Tomorrow, a friend will have some good news and halitosis.
Keep it right here, babies. For Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. Sagittarius.
You've got rather a lot on your plate. Leave the potatoes and the Yorkshires, but do eat up all your greens. I mean, look what happened to Paul Daniels. On Thursday, you'll discover the cause of that rather unpleasant smell in the spare bedroom. You'd best get a neighbour in to help clean up. You'll be yearning for the outdoor life, which coincides nicely with your house vanishing into an 18th century chalk mine on Tuesday. Pitch a tent on high ground as the weather forecast isn't too good. This is your month, Aquarius. You'll be enjoying a little extra cash. So why not treat yourself to a few days away from it all? Put your feet up and relax. And when you return, you'll discover that you've locked next door's cat in the kitchen. Get your partner to clean up the mess. Your partner will ask you to pick up those holiday snaps from the printers, not realizing that he or she had sent the wrong ones in to be developed. And although the explanation will be quite entertaining, it will not the end of a beautiful relationship. Why not sell a couple of the prints to the Natural History Museum?
It'll help pay for any court costs. There will be more stars in the not too distant future.